Randall Stigall drove his lime green Coupe de Ville down this stone's dirt road at 10 mph. Drunk, but what else was new? He looked over past his furry dice and saw an army of Patties and Pammies and Pammies and Patties coming towards him, finally getting in the car like they owned it. "Where is it, asshole?" Patty said. It was definitely Patty, the smarter of the two. "Well, let me just tell you. Let me tell you," Stig said, brave. "Give us our wild turkey, you son of a bitch," Pammy hissed. "Well, let me just tell you. You know, I went up there to Frank's, and I told him that liquor that y'all wanted was for you." He said, well, them girls was fucked up enough without no liquor. Tell them they want it. Tell them they want, they can just come up here and fuck me. Boom, boom. The twins punched him both twice hard on the arm, and the three of them cussed like pissed off sailors on shore leave. Pammy cussed the blue streak, and Patty would have made the devil blush as she had done many times before. They kicked the back of the car seats with their muddy boots and said, "God damn everything in the world that Stig was a faggot bloody pussy motherfucker." Well, after a while, Stig got tired of this and give them their pint, reaching under his belly folds to get it. He gave it to Pammy, who took a swig, and gave it to Patty, who did the same. They gagged slightly in unison as they felt the heat rise to their head, making the flaky white skin there dance and jump and sing. They looked out their window at the light on the hill, making the hill look like it'd just as soon eat you if you weren't in the car. A chicken landed on the hood of the car like it was thrown on, and Pammy and Patty hugged as it pecked away at nothing. Soon it squatted and laid a big brown egg on the windshield wipers. "I fucked a chicken once," Stig said. After thinking on this a minute, Pammy or Patty said, "Liar!" They hated it when he lied. "I did. I fucked a chicken once." "But you can't," Pammy or Patty said. "A chicken's pussy ain't big enough." "Oh, but then I forgot we was talking about you." "Fuck you. I fucked it. I stretched it out." "You mean like this?" Shut up. Shut up. Mom said go kill our fire for supper. First I fucked it, then I plucked it. All of a sudden the twins wanted to cry for the chicken. They could just see Stig's ugly thing in it clucking away, having a heart attack and stroke, just clucking for mercy as it ripped out its innards, and not even fit to eat, a waste. And as if it had read their mind, the chicken on the hood went insane, pecking on Stig's side of the windshield like it wanted his eyes, pecking his beak to a bloody stump. Stig turned on the windshield wipers, knocking it to the ground where it spasmed a bit and died. "Better watch out, chicken, or I'll fuck you too," Stig said, as he squirted fluid to mix with the blood, making the glass in the sunset red as his neck. Pammy and Patty Stone decided that they would rather walk to town than be seen with anybody who fucks a chicken and brags on it. But Stig had brought out a joint, and they wanted some. I thought, well, maybe we won't even have to go to town after all if Paris comes home. You know, as they thought of Paris, and all he did for them, Stig said that the wool in the sweater he's got on come from a sheep he fucked one time. "Can't you talk about something else?" Patty said, and flung her hair in Pammy's face. Pammy chewed on it for her. "I know the secret," Stig said. He smiled and showed a piece of pig's feet in his teeth. The twins crossed their legs simultaneously, interested. "Your teacher, Dorothea Mabry, is dead." The twins felt guilty on hearing this. They thought about the time they called her an ugly old dried up carrot top bitch in front of the whole class, and how she broke down crying but went on to teach math anyway, even though she got her numbers mixed up through the tears. and how she tried to teach them how to read, saying that books were their key from bondage and darkness, and how that ignorance wasn't stupidity, not to mix them up. At this, the twins got simultaneously paranoid and wanted out of that car quick, but the light on the hill made the hill look like it just as soon eat you if you weren't in the car. I killed her, Stig said. Ah! The twins didn't think this was funny, but was unable to stop. Ah! I did. Bashed her head in with a 2x4. Ah! The twins knew this to be unnatural, but could only stop when they hyperventilated, and could only stop that when Stig pulled out Dorothea Mabry's gold heart locket on a chain, the one she always said she'd be buried with or come out a dragon. I'll save that. Just looking at my cheat sheet there, don't matter. Skinny little runny nose, funny eared Parcell was back under the house, watching for where the floorboard sagged above him, for he knew, given the chance, his mom would crash down to squash him like a bug. Nothing could be trusted all the way, he thought. Nothing. Why, he couldn't even trust himself, what with him shitting in his pants the one minute and reading Jane Eyre the next. He lit a candle and crawled over to where he had stashed the grapes of wrath. A big black rat was chewing on it, and it weren't even his. It was the library's. Oh, he'd get 3 licks for no value of property. Would he ever be a movie star? Yes. There is nothing that must stop him. Someday he will do it. Until then, he must go to the movies and learn how to be a movie star. Thank God the goat lets him in free. If only he didn't sit by him. He could do without a mallow cup. He could do without the goat putting his hand on his Peter. It stands up like a crazy man and pukes. How many movie stars have done this, Parcell wondered. How many? Why'd you go and kill her, Stig? You didn't have to kill her. For the thrill of it. Couldn't you had another thrill? The sheer thrill of it. Every man ought to know what it's like to kill. Most shoot squirrels, Stigs, or coons, or rats at the dump, or bats at the streetlight. Shut up! Most had kinks and cocks to kill in the wars. Well, there ain't no war for me to go to. I gotta be a man on my own. Well, you still ain't a man, the twins said, unified. Well, I'm gonna show you just how much of a man I am, Stig said, as he tried to find his fly beneath his fat. Pammy and Patty Stone, one of them took the opportunity and poked him in the eyes like they seen that crazy man do on the TV before their mom fell on it. The other grabbed the bottle of whiskey and they simultaneously got the hell out of there, disappearing into the branches of a weeping willow tree. Stig, he was more pissed off than hurt. He was more pissed off than hurt as he got out of that car when it seemed like from what? Oh, 100 directions. It was Stig. Stig. He sees 100, 1,000, 1,000,000 witches' faces in the trees. Witches all come to get him for all the bad things he's ever done. So he runs down the road to the road with the church on it. But uh-oh, that road's plumb full of short stumps and rocks, and he trips, flying through the air, landing in the dirt to go knockout face first. His constricted brain cells was able to conjure a dream for him. His brain cells expanding enough for a 400-pound chicken to lay an egg on its face. The egg breaking, drowning him in its white. Delbert turned off his headlights on his little baby blue Maverick and coasted down the Stones dirt road as to not excite Dottie. He did this as to not excite Dottie, as Dottie was very excitable people, as were all the Stones, but Dottie, when Riled was like a fairy creation from Revelation. Delbert got out and cried at the moon. Parcell saw the goat's brother, the one who had taken him to church. Parcell didn't like church much. All those grown men crying over a dead hippie. Parcell, son, hi, how are you, son? Fine. Delbert felt his problem with children. Oh, to be the twin brother of a pedophile, what a scourge. Oh, he was tired of wearing red neckties to keep them apart. He was tired of it, and Dorothea would have never married him because of it, and his dead wife never let him forget it. You know who I am, don't you, son? Yes, the goat's brother. Yeah, that's right, son. That's right. And I brung you a nice Thanksgiving basket. Thank you. Don't thank me, son. Thank the Lord. Well, thank you, Lord. Pammy and Patty Stone watched, hid behind the Chevy wreck, thinking, Lord, there's no reason in hell to be a Christian since they got banned from the skating rink for life. See, Christians got to skate for free, so they went along with it, but after robbing the place blind, they weren't even allowed to skate and pay for it. Shit, they thought, as they went in the house to eat before their mom. Inside, Dottie's plaster was falling as Dottie Stone leaned against the bowed wall, telling something. There come a time when I just give up after the nigger raped me. Who cared? And that in there, she said, pointing to Parcell, hates my fucking guts. His daddy hated me, raping me, saying I was a fucking whore, saying he wouldn't be eating on nothing is dirty. Dirty. Delbert blushed and prayed and finally said, Parcell, son, won't you go over there and hug your mama? Look, your mama is crying over you. Won't you go over there and hug her, make her feel better? And his mom had her arms stretched out like that woman in the movies who was trying to save her baby from the train, but Parcell knew if she was like anything in the movies, it would be Mothra who ate Japan. To this he ran, grabbing a bag of Hershey Kisses off the table, jumping over the bad planks of the front porch to land in a safe bush. Stealer, Pammy said. Pammy said. It was definitely Pammy, the dumber of the two. Retard, said the other. This is me, Dottie Stone. Was pointing to a frozen butterball turkey on the kitchen table. This is me. Now, Delbert said in his nursing home visitation tone, that ain't you. You're Dottie, now. Dottie Stone. This is me. No, that ain't you. That's the turkey. Now we're going to cook that turkey and eat it for Thanksgiving, Dottie, the whole family. You can't cook me. That ain't you. You can't cook me. I ain't clean. That ain't you. Ah! Delbert prayed she would shut up and went over to Patty and Pammy, who were busy eating butter with a spoon, and asked them to join them in their mother's in prayer for their mother's redemption through Jesus Christ. Mom don't skate, Pammy or Patty said. She's too fat, said the other. Then Delbert did something he had never done before. Manhandle children. He dragged the twins to their knees as their Land O'Lakes fell to the floor, and he told them he'd break their rusty necks if they didn't. They prayed.